Okay, next thing on. Let's do 5 cards today. Which of the North American Great Lakes stretches the farthest west? I'm not even sure I can name the Great Lakes, to be honest. I honestly don't know. I don't think I can even name a Great Lake. What is the name of Steve Wright's manager who is often phoning him on his show? No idea, but let's say John, because John is a thing. What monarch did E. Oxford, J. Bean, J. Francis and R. Maclean all try to assassinate? Victoria, because she was around for a long time. What Dickens character runs a shipping business with his sons? To be honest, I don't think I've ever actually read any Dickens particularly. I mean, obviously everyone knows Christmas Carol, but I've actually read it. Chuzzlewit. I mean, I really don't know that one. What is a gametophobic bachelor afraid of? Is that pairing, maybe? Or having children? Let's say pairing. And finally, on this card, what country does Pernod come from? That is France. Let's see how many I got right. So, Lake Superior. Yes, that is one of the lakes, isn't it? I probably should have known that. Sid is the name of Steve Wright's manager. It was Victoria who those people tried to assassinate. Dombey is the name of the Dickens character. A gametophobe is afraid of marriage, which I suppose that's what Bachelor was hinting at. And indeed, France is where Pernod comes from. That gives me a score of 2. I mean, you could argue I got the gametophobe one right as well, but I'm not going to be harsh on myself. Okay, next card. What capital city in the British Isles is home to the Fairy Investigation Society? So, capital cities: Edinburgh, London, Cardiff, Belfast. Let's say Cardiff, I suppose. What country was the setting for Woody Allen's Love and Death? France. Probably in Paris or something. What country entered the Vietnam War under Prime Minister John Gorton? So it wasn't us. New Zealand, Australia, Canada. I'm going to say Canada. although it probably was a to-do then, wasn't it? Let's say Canada anyway. What did George Bernard Shaw describe as the only way in which a man could become famous without ability? TV? What is the common term for myocardial infarction? That I think is a heart attack. Ooh. Anyway, on this. What ball sport made British champions of Chester Barnes and Desmond Douglas? Bowls. Come on, this. Okay, let's see how we did. Dublin. Okay, yes, it does say British Isles, not just the UK. Which actually, that probably would have been a hint to be say British Isles and not just the United Kingdom or Great Britain. Russia was where Love and Death was. John Gorton was Prime Minister of Australia. Martyrdom is the only way to become famous without having any talent. A heart attack is indeed a myocardial infarction. And table tennis was the sport with balls. So I got one of those right. Go me. Next card. What name is common to a Middle Eastern country and a river? That's Jordan, because it's the river. Because we had that question the other day, didn't we? But yes, the River Jordan is a thing, as is and there's a country called Jordan. Did Elvis Presley have a fear of travelling on trains? Yes, because otherwise you wouldn't be asking. What country's people went on the rampage in the district of Assam in 1983, hacking 700 to death? Bit of a grim question. So, is Assam an African tea or an Indian tea? I should know this. I'm going to say India. What Robert Louis Stevenson book was originally entitled The Sea Cooks? I'm going to say Treasure Island, because that's the only famous one. That's the only one I really know. Is that right? Yes, it is, isn't it? That's not right. What is removed in a gastrectomy? The stomach, but it might actually just be the intestines. Was it? What did Dad have? I think that's the stomach, but that makes very little sense. Okay. How was it gastrectomy? Or was it intestines? I'll say stomach. I'll get them. What is depicted on the souvenir card for Sydney in the game Go? The Opera House. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it's the bridge, if it's the Sydney Harbour Bridge. There you go. Yeah. Jordan is the river and the country. Elvis Presley did not have a fear of travelling on train. It was the grim thing did happen in India. Treasure Island was called the Sea Cooks. The stomach is what is removed in the gastrectomy, and it was a kangaroo on that souvenir card. So I actually quite well on that one. So that's 4 out of the 6 on that one. So 7 in total so far. Which, since I should be at somewhere around, it's probably like about 18. So, next card. What royal name is shared by the capitals of the Seychelles, Hong Kong, and British Columbia? It's either George or Victoria, but I suspect it's Victoria, isn't it? Because lots of things are named after her. What member of the Python team starred in the 1985 film A Private Function? I think that was Michael. What's his last name? Oh, God, I should know this. Around the world in 80 days and shit like that as well. Things like so Chapman, Cleese, Gilliam. It's Michael whatever. Yeah. I'll kick myself when I read the answer. What did the secret documents relate to that civil servant Clive Punting was accused of leaking in 1985? Is this the helicopter shit? Helicopters, so was it that was... I think I read about this the other day, to be honest. Of what ancient character did Shakespeare write, "Age cannot with her, nor custom stale her infinite variety"? Stale her infinite variety. Is this one, the Fairy Queen, whatever her name was, Titania? What part of your body would a reflexologist massage if you had a headache? Your feet. Well, maybe actually your... okay, is it specific as big toe? I'd just say feet, but I expect it might be big toe. What former Liverpool player joined Jimmy Greaves in 1985 for their own TV programme? So it was Saints. Was it John Saints? Something like that. No, Ian. Let's just say Saints. I used to watch Saints and Greaves quite a lot on whenever it was. Okay, let's see what the answers are. Yeah, okay, yes. Victoria is the name of those places. Michael Palin, that's it, Palin. Not helicopters that was leaked, but the sinking of the General Morgana. And yes, I did read that the other day. It was someone that's a doctor in now, or something. Cleopatra. Oh, yes, I suppose, yeah. Makes sense, is the person where age not with her. Reflexologists are obsessed with your feet. And it was Ian St. John. That's right, I knew it was John something and Ian. But it's been a while. So that was... So I'm going to say 2, even though, yeah, I probably got Palin, but I also didn't. There you go. So that's 9. Okay. last card for today. What capital city sits on the River Tiber? I think that is Rome. Which Coronation Street character had a monkey for a grandson? Bette Davis. Is anyone I can remember? No, I'm sure it's, yeah. Who was Charles Darwin's pottery making grandfather? Was it Wedgwood? Josiah Wedgwood? Come on, yes. What award-winning Peter Shaffer play about a composer became an award-winning film? Amadeus? Alright. Or is Amadeus? What type of drug is diazepam? Is that a beta blocker? Or is it an antidepressant? I'll say beta blocker. And finally, where does a scuba diver wear his weights? Around his waist. Around their waist. It's very heteronormative than that. Rome is indeed on the Tiber. Ina Sharples was the Coronation Street character. It was indeed Josiah Wedgwood, who was Darwin's grandfather. The play turned into a film was Amadeus. Diazepam is a tranquilizer, and divers do indeed wear weights around their waist. The 80s was a different time. Anyway, so that was 4 out of 6. So 13 in total. There you go. Well, that was okay, I suppose, in the end. Probably see you tomorrow.